In September 2023, Furness and Jackman surprised us all when they announced they were separating after 27 years of marriage. Months after they released the statement, new details about the split have emerged, shining a light on the alleged reason why the longtime lovers went their separate ways. According to an insider, there was a definitive breaking point in their relationship that started with the COVID-19 lockdowns. The onset of the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020 was an extremely difficult time for everyone, and unfortunately, Jackman and Furness didn't have the easiest time with it all. The strain from the COVID-19 lockdowns is reportedly one of the reasons why the marriage between Jackman and Furness deteriorated. It was at this time that insiders say their once passionate marriage morphed into a loveless, fragile friendship.
Picture this. Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness, once Hollywood's golden couple, now facing the kind of split that has everyone talking. After 27 years together, whispers of betrayal, secret affairs, and shocking financial moves are swirling, and Deborah's rise after the split is turning heads. This isn't just a breakup, it's a story of love, loss, and power plays you won't believe. So hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and stick around, because the real story behind their split is just getting started. Let's set the stage. Deborah Lee Furness, a talented Australian actress trained in New York, was already making waves on American TV. She had the career, the experience, the confidence, everything a young actor could only dream of. Now, rewind to 1995. Hugh Jackman, just 27, fresh out of drama school, barely a name in Hollywood, full of ambition but completely unknown. A year later, they're married. No prenup, and at the time, Deborah was clearly the one supporting them both. The age gap was huge. She was 40, he was 27, but they seemed to complement each other. She brought stability, he brought charm and energy. She gave him guidance, defended him publicly, opened doors, and slowly built the foundation for what would become his incredible career. Picture it visually. A split screen from 1996, Deborah poised, accomplished, in control. Hugh, eager, wide-eyed, stepping into a world that was completely new. Their marriage was a mix of love, mentorship, and partnership. She handled the tough parts of the industry, kept the household grounded, and let Hugh focus on his dreams. Every award, every role, every breakthrough, her support was there behind the scenes. But of course, no story this dramatic stays simple. Even with love and loyalty, the power dynamics, the early career struggles, and the public spotlight planted seeds of tension. The stage was set for a Hollywood story that would later shock fans and reveal secrets behind closed doors. For 27 years, this partnership defined both of them, and the world watched Hugh rise while Deborah stayed in her quiet, steady role, the woman who gave the future Wolverine his start. But as we'll see, even the strongest foundations can be shaken, and what seemed unbreakable eventually would be tested. Now let's dive into Hugh Jackman's rise. In 2000, he lands the role of Wolverine, and everything changes. From a relatively unknown actor to a global superstar almost overnight. The first X-Men film rakes in nearly $300 million, and Hugh's face is suddenly everywhere. Magazine covers, movie posters, interviews, fan conventions, you name it. And through all that fame, one thing never wavered in the public eye: his devotion to Deborah. Hugh called her his rock, the woman who believed in him, who supported him before anyone else did. Fans adored them, seeing Hollywood's golden couple, a perfect marriage with a superstar and the accomplished woman who helped build his career. For years, Hugh's career kept climbing. Blockbuster movies, Broadway runs, Tony Awards, hosting gigs, red carpets, and interviews where he always praised Deborah, always showed her love, always made it clear she was by his side. And Deborah? She stayed steady, smiling, supporting, a calm presence while Hugh's life exploded with fame and attention. Picture a montage. Hugh at premieres, winning awards, hosting events, performing on Broadway, and Deborah right there, always beside him, always poised, always supportive. To the world, it was flawless. Two people perfectly in sync, the long-lasting love story that everyone admired. But behind the cameras, subtle changes started to appear. By 2021, during his Broadway run with Sutton Foster, there were hints of distance. Small behavioral shifts, moments that fans might have missed, but that signaled cracks in the perfection. And yet, Hugh maintained the image. To everyone watching, he was the devoted husband, the loving partner, the man who had it all. The applause continued, the interviews continued, the love story continued. On the surface. But beneath it all, behind the smiles and the public praise, tension was quietly building, laying the foundation for a split that would shock the world. The perfect marriage everyone thought they knew wasn't quite what it seemed, and the next chapter would reveal just how much had been hidden in plain sight. Now let's get into the start of trouble. Between 2021 and 2023, Hugh Jackman was starring in the Broadway revival of The Music Man with Sutton Foster, and that's when whispers started circulating. Fans, insiders, and even Broadway regulars began noticing a connection that seemed just a little too close for comfort. There were the audience sing-alongs, everyone cheering happy birthday to Sutton on stage. Moments that might have seemed innocent, but when you know the context, they take on a different weight. There were the long backstage hugs, the kind that lingered, and pre-show routines where Hugh and Sutton were alone together, away from the rest of the cast. It wasn't screaming scandal, at least not publicly, but subtle, undeniable signs that something was happening. Deborah reportedly picked up on some of it too. Little hints, small shifts in behavior, but she wasn't told the full truth, and so the tension quietly grew behind the scenes. The people around them began noticing the closeness, and while the world continued to see Broadway magic, behind the curtain, things were already changing. Fast forward to 2023, their 27th wedding anniversary, and Hugh and Deborah put out the perfect, picture-perfect Hollywood statement. They called their marriage a wonderful and loving, spoke about pursuing individual growth, and thanked fans for their support. To the public, it was seamless. Two people gracefully growing apart after decades of love. Hugh Jackman, the kind, devoted husband, and Deborah, the woman who had been his rock for nearly 3 decades. They were still the golden couple Hollywood adored. But behind the polished words and the photos, reality was far more complicated. By that point, whispers of overlapping relationships had already begun circulating. People who knew them noticed subtle shifts in Hugh's behavior, moments that didn't fit the story being told in press releases. Social media told another side of the story too. Split-screen posts of Hugh and Sutton together, laughing, hugging, sharing quiet moments that fueled speculation. To the world, everything looked harmonious, perfect, amicable. But behind the cameras, the cracks were widening, the story was shifting, and the picture of a long-lasting, flawless marriage was slowly starting to crumble. Those early signs, those backstage moments, were the first hints that the chapter everyone thought they knew was about to take a very different turn. Then comes the bombshell. May 27, 2025. Deborah Lee Furness files for divorce, and the world stops. Everyone's scrolling, refreshing, trying to process it. And in her statement, there's one word that hits like a lightning bolt: betrayal. Just that single word. And suddenly the story we thought we knew about Hugh Jackman and Deborah's picture-perfect marriage flips upside down. This isn't about love fading over time or Hollywood pressures slowly pulling them apart. It's about trust broken after decades of commitment. For 27 years, Deborah gave everything: her career, her support, her loyalty, her love, her life. And for years, the world told her to be lucky, told her to appreciate the man she helped rise to global superstardom. But betrayal, that changes everything. That reframes the story. The red carpets, the smiles, the interviews, the speeches praising their love, it all feels different now, like a carefully crafted image hiding a much darker truth. Fans are shocked, trying to reconcile the devoted, loving husband they admired with the reality behind closed doors. And suddenly, the admiration turns to heartbreak. People are realizing this wasn't just a split, it was a rupture built on deception, and the golden couple everyone thought they knew is no longer what it seemed. And the word betrayal doesn't just announce a divorce, it exposes years of being misled, and it leaves the world reeling, questioning everything they believed about one of Hollywood's most admired marriages. Now let's get into the financial side of this split, and it's massive. Hugh and Deborah tied the knot with no prenup and with a combined fortune around $250 million. This isn't just a heartbreak, it's a serious legal showdown. Deborah's role in Hugh's career can't be overstated. She launched him, supported him through every challenge, every audition, every red carpet, every Broadway run, and built the public image that made him the superstar we know today. She was the steady hand behind the scenes, the person who managed the chaos of Hollywood while letting Hugh shine. And now, after decades of loyalty, reports suggest there's tension over finances in the divorce. Sources claim that substantial spousal support for Deborah is on the table, reflecting years of work, sacrifice, and trust that went into their life together. Visualize it. A timeline showing career milestones, film releases, Broadway shows, awards, and the money built over decades. Commentary is simple. It's not just heartbreak, it's decades of effort, love, and loyalty suddenly under negotiation. The stakes are enormous, and it's a reminder that even the most iconic Hollywood marriages carry real consequences behind the headlines. This split isn't just emotional, it's legal, financial, and personal, all wrapped into one story the world can't stop watching. Meanwhile, the public is trying to make sense of it all, and social media is giving us tiny glimpses into the real story. Fans have noticed subtle clues, like an Instagram like from Deborah on a gossip post that hints at the truth behind the scenes. Back in October 2024, Deborah's friends began publicly supporting her glow up after betrayal, praising her strength and resilience, and signaling that her life behind the red carpet wasn't exactly what it appeared. The contrast couldn't be sharper. Hollywood shows Hugh as the devoted husband, the perfect golden couple, while Deborah's reality is very different, marked by loyalty, support, and hints of deception. Visuals make the story even clearer. Split-screen screenshots of social media posts, candid red carpet photos of Hugh and Sutton together, moments that fueled whispers and speculation. The world still sees perfection, but those watching closely can pick up on the cracks. Every like, every post, every public appearance is being read as a clue. The narrative is unraveling in real time, and fans are piecing it together, trying to see what was hidden for years. Hollywood's image of a perfect, long-lasting marriage is colliding with reality, and for many, it's shocking, because behind the smiles, the premieres, and the speeches, the story has always been far more complicated than anyone knew. Now let's focus on Deborah and the incredible strength she's shown through all of this. In her statement, she emphasizes integrity, values, and boundaries, making it crystal clear that this wasn't a decision made lightly or in anger. For decades, she gave everything: her career, her support, her love, her time. And now she is choosing herself. She's choosing truth over illusion, refusing to settle for being called lucky for being loyal, for holding the marriage together, for supporting someone else's rise to superstardom. And that choice? It's liberating. It's powerful. It's a statement that she will no longer compromise her self-respect or her sense of worth for anyone else. Commentary for the audience. She didn't leave because of hate. She didn't leave because she wanted revenge. She left because reclaiming your truth, reclaiming your voice, and taking control of your life after decades of dedication is the bravest, most empowering act you can make. This is about setting boundaries, holding your values, and showing the world that strength isn't loud. It's decisive, it's intentional, and it's unshakable. Deborah is walking away not as a victim, but as a woman who knows her value and refuses to accept less. Another key piece of this story is the 13-year age gap that's been in the spotlight for decades. Deborah was 40 when she married Hugh, who was just 27, and society has a way of judging women in that position. There's a constant pressure, real or imagined, that women over 40 are somehow replaceable, less desirable, or less relevant. And for years, Deborah lived with that scrutiny, navigating public perception while supporting Hugh's meteoric rise. But here's the thing, she didn't let it define her. She responded with courage, dignity, and self-respect. She moved forward not by trying to fit into society's narrow expectations, but by standing firmly in her own truth. This isn't just about a divorce, it's about empowerment, resilience, and the courage to choose yourself even when the world expects you to compromise. She shows that real strength isn't about what the public sees, it's about what you do when no one is watching, when the pressure is highest, and when the expectations are stacked against you. Deborah's story proves that you can reclaim your life, honor your values, and rise above societal judgment with grace, integrity, and power. So let's bring it all together. This story has it all: betrayal, heartbreak, financial stakes, public scrutiny, and ultimately the triumph of personal integrity. Deborah Lee Furness gave 27 years of loyalty, love, and unwavering support. She built a career, raised a family, and stood by Hugh while helping him reach global superstardom. And when betrayal came to light, she made the hardest, bravest, and most empowering choice. She walked away, and she didn't just leave Hugh Jackman, she left the lie behind. That's the real takeaway. This isn't just a celebrity divorce, it's about a woman reclaiming her life, her voice, and her identity after decades of dedication. It's about setting boundaries, standing by your values, and choosing yourself over societal expectations. It's a reminder that empowerment isn't loud or flashy, it's deliberate and it's life-changing. So think about it. When the world tells you to settle, to accept less, to be lucky, the strongest move is to step away and choose your truth. Deborah's story proves that sometimes the bravest, most liberating act is walking toward yourself, no matter what the world thinks. And now, we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about celebrity betrayals, long-term relationships ending, and empowered comebacks? Do you think the public image of a perfect Hollywood marriage can ever match the private reality? Deborah's journey shows us that sometimes strength means leaving the lie behind and standing fully in your own power.